Hello, do you guys hear me now? Is the voice is there? Do you hear me now? I think I was muting myself, that's why. Now I think there's voice, hopefully. Now I can hear myself, which is good. Yep, fine, perfect. So, hello and welcome everyone. Today is, the end of the year life. It's the life when we are, closing the year, having Christmas. For people who are celebrating Christmas, and for people who don't celebrate, this is also a time for relaxing, for planning next year. Hopefully, you guys planning your next year, especially in terms of cybersecurity in your career and what you're gonna do and how you're gonna be next year. So today is like a very short live, maybe for like 15 minutes or something like that. I'll be answering you guys questions around cybersecurity, around what to plan to for 2023, and as well about our master's program if you guys interested. So give me all your questions. I can see people from YouTube, I can see people from LinkedIn. So give me all your questions about what's your plan for next year. What do you want to learn? What you want to ask me about your direction. A lot of people feel confused of what they should learn when they next year, what they should focus on, what's the market is shifting to, and that's why I'm here today. And as well, we'll talk about our master's program. So I can see. So, where are you guys talking from, by the way? I'm seeing lots of Arabic names. I think a lot of Egyptians here. Hello, Muhammad Naguib, Ali Taha, Ibrahim Yasser. Hello, everyone. Cool. Do you guys still hear me well? So, yeah, Egypt is here. That's true. A lot of people from UK. Hello, Raj. How are you? Egypt. UK is very close. I'm living in Dublin, in Ireland, so they are very close. I'm having here like all the chat in front of me, so I'm looking up here to the chat. Liverpool, awesome. Will the video will be available afterwards? Yes, will be on my YouTube channel. It's now. If you're watching it on YouTube, that would be great. If you're not, it will be at it will be basically youtube.com/at Thabet. So it's very easy. How much does it cost? Can we find a company that can pay that course to work by it? I'm not sure about the questions from Netherlands. Um can you elaborate more? What's exactly you're asking about, and what you mean by company pay for that course to work by it? So, can you elaborate in that question? Hello, Mr. Amr Thabit. Hello, hello. So, today I want to talk about some different things, actually multiple topics. One of them is the master's program, but I will get into that in a few minutes. At the beginning, I want to talk about SOC and people who are starting where they are starting in cybersecurity from SOC. So many people are studying more the all type of courses, all type of trainings, all type of information. There's nothing wrong with that, but there are some new changes now in 2023. You should be thinking more. I talked about that 2022, but like a little bit. But now I want to talk about and emphasize this more. You should think about work studying cloud and on-prem. So companies in the past, they had servers inside their office, inside the company building. They had data centers where they have all the websites, all their data, everything that is there. And gradually they started to shift into using the cloud, especially AWS and Azure, and they got really really famous. Now almost like most of the organizations I ever see, they have a little bit. a part of their infrastructure is on the cloud. Wherever there's just the email part where they have the Microsoft Office 365, or or the Google Drive and Google Emails or Workspaces and all of that, or they have more servers here and there that they manage that are based on Azure or based on AWS. The look into understanding cloud attacks, and especially cloud identity attacks, became something really, really important for you to work in a SOC or to work beyond SOC, whatever incident response or threat hunting. You need to understand that organizations are now hybrid, which means they have AWS and they have as well and as well cloud, and as well they have on-prem. So you need to be studying that. You need to be looking into how I can get into studying both together. At the same time, now there is new different technologies. There is EDR, which endpoint detection response. There's NDR. There is XDR, which basically endpoint detection response plus SM all together. And network and NDR is network detection response, which replaces firewalls, IDS, IPS. So you need to be, if you want to study SOC from the beginning, you need to have a look at all of this technology, especially something like SOAR, which is the security orchestration, which basically the automation of the whole cybersecurity. Um, so this is something really important. And I will look now into the questions. So some companies offer to pay courses to let you work with the certificate at their company. Therefore, will charge the courses to let you be certified. Some companies do that. Um, every company, they have a kind of a training budget where you get the certifications, but it's yeah, some companies do offer that, but I don't think they offer that when you are just hired. They get you hired first, and then they teach you along the way. Like after 6 months you're joining a training, or 1 year you're joining the first training, and then that means you are going to stay in the company for another 2 years, or you're going to pay for these trainings that you have taken, and then you stay a bit longer, then you take another training, and as well on the same class where you have to stay in the company to pay off the trainings. I found that as it's a great thing, there is also a little bit of some companies, especially in SOC world, especially in SOC tier one, there is a little bit of misguided type of trainings. So companies, they want you to learn the products they are using. So they give you courses for Palo Alto, courses for a specific SIM, for example, courses for Sophos, for CrowdStrike, for Trend Micro. All of this, there's no problem about these companies and their products. The problem is that you are learning how to use a product rather than you are learning the general knowledge. And these companies, they pay for you, they pay for these trainings because these trainings comes with the product themselves. So they sign up with, let's say, Palo Alto, and then Palo Alto give them in the whole package also training for their team. So they offer you these trainings on a promise that you're going to stay in the company and use that software or use that product they have purchased for you to work on it. These trainings are really good, but these trainings don't really help you in expanding your own knowledge. You don't need to continue learning products. You need to learn the knowledge behind these products, how these products work, and what I can learn that is evergreen, that can work so whatever the product. I can learn log analysis generally. I don't have to learn specifically Splunk or specifically Elasticsearch or specifically Sentinel or Logarithm or any of these products. I learned the whole concepts of threat hunting using log analysis, and how I can investigate and attack further using log analysis. And regardless of what type of logs, what type of SIEM vendors or SIEM solutions, I can still able to be plugged in and do my work. So that's what is really important for you, and that's what we try to cover in our master's program, which some companies do not really go for that as their option. So that is one thing. Does that make sense for you? Another question I see, we need to talk about the market abroad. Should we go to the cloud? And what's about IPv6? Because as you know, we don't give um, any care about it here. Well, IPv6, I don't see also a big push for it until now. I don't see a lot of people talking about IPv6 until now. So it's not something that is gonna be really important to learn right now. But I would say cloud is really getting important. The AWS and Azure specifically. And give me a second. So Azure specifically is really important. Why? Because Azure, most of the so there is two big ones, AWS and Azure, and the companies use them a bit differently. With AWS, they have a project. Let's say that we want to, let's say, store all the logs that comes from our clients into data centers inside AWS, or we want to have a project which process some data in AWS, and they have a project in AWS. If you compromise this project, you will have access to a lot of clients' data, which is really a big risk for the organization. But you haven't really compromised the organization. With Azure is a little bit different. When I see companies using Azure, they are using specific services like Microsoft Office 365, Microsoft Office generally, and Microsoft email, which is the Outlook, Word, all of that different things, and OneDrive and SharePoints and all of these different parts, and as well to be able to get all the users to have their email on Azure, they need to have Azure Active Directory. And Azure Active Directory does sync with the Active Directory on the on-prem. So you have the domain controllers on this, for the company connecting with Azure Active Directory, and they are sharing the hashes of the passwords between each other back and forth, back and forth. So if you compromise their Azure, you have the hashes of all the passwords of all the users inside the organization, and with that you can get the enterprise admin and get to compromise the whole organization from there, the whole enterprise. So cloud is really really critical, especially Azure. We actually having which is something we were gonna talk about. We'll have a complete training coming soon, which is in February, in 10 to 13 of February. We'll be talking about web attacks, identity attacks on-prem and on cloud, and the hybrid, the connection between both. That will be an upcoming training we'll be talking about today, and as well it will be a part of the master's program. So um, hope that answers your question. So back when we're talking about SOC, to really understand what's the direction you want to go, you need to understand, you need to look at what's really required in 2023. And I can tell you that the first thing is hybrid cloud is something really getting big. The new technologies from XDR, from endpoint detection response, from security orchestration, you need to learn these products, not the products themselves, but you need to understand their concepts, understand how you can use them, and how you can leverage them for better response, for better threat hunting. One of the topics that I can see it's getting way, way more common last few years, and more will be next year, which is threat hunting generally and purple teaming. Threat hunting became a big thing recently, um, where you try to hunt for threats that you did not detect them through the logs or through the alerts you're already getting. You try to look through different information on the internet or threat intelligence to know the new techniques, the new ideas that attackers are implementing, and see if you have been already compromised by these attacks or not, or these new techniques or not. And if you haven't been compromised, how you can upgrade your technologies and your detections to detect these attacks. That is threat hunting, and this is something you really need to focus on for the next year. Any other question, guys? I want to make sure that I'm answering all your questions. So, give you guys 2 minutes before I go forward. So, beside that, I want to talk about our new program, which is the MalTrak Cybersecurity Masters program. So, we have a new program. Well, we had it for quite some time now, and we decided to make a kind of a big change for the next for 2023. We decided to make this program a 1 year program. And this program is really different from any other program before, because this is not just a training, this is coaching, this is cybersecurity career coaching. So you not only get trainings, but you get access to me every single week where I answer your questions, make sure that you are learning the new things, and make sure that you are really moving ahead in your career in cybersecurity. So with the coaching, I go every single day, every single week, and I make sure that to know what you have done last week, what you're going to do next week, and if there's any questions or obstacles you have faced throughout the week, I get to answer them and get to steer you in the right direction. And this is what really makes the difference in this program. I do give you different tasks, different labs to do. I review your research or your analysis, your blog. I push you to build your own blog, and I review each blog you have created in the last week. Make sure that it's moving forward. I also make sure that you are creating your resume in the right way, and and review your process for applying for different jobs, for the interview questions, for the technical assessments, and so on. And this is divided into 5 phases, where we start with the IT administration and cybersecurity. Make sure that you learn the Ubuntu Windows. Make sure that you have the IT administration, and then make sure that you have the network protocols wherever. Uh, Wireshark network protocols like TCP, UDP, HTTP, DNS, all of these protocols, you understand them very well, and you understand them from security point of view, not just from CCNA point of view, from a routing point of view, or routing point of view. It's more for like security point of view. And as well, we cover Python, PowerShell, and make sure that you have the scripting and a little bit of programming throughout the first phase. Then we go into the next phase, where we cover web identity and cloud attacks. In this phase, it will be a 4 days live training. You can sign up directly for that training if you want, or you can sign up for the whole master's program. And this one is basically we cover web attacks, and that will not be me. There will be someone else who actually was teaching in NASA, and he's a really great guy. I will announce his name very soon, and he will be covering the web attacks. He actually have an online lab where you can access and test all of these attacks by yourself. We'll also cover identity attacks on-prem, which is basically how the attacker move from one machine to another on-prem and on the cloud as well. We'll be covering AWS and Azure, and that will be for 2 months. There will be 4 days training, and then you have access to the recording, and then you will be for 2 months you'll be practicing and practicing until you get to practice enough all what you have covered in this training. And after that, we will cover the in-depth investigation and threat hunting. And in this phase, we will look at how, like this is will be in the defense side. So we'll be looking into how you can build your lab, where you will test all the attacks, collect logs, and do all of this stuff. And then we'll be covering how the attacker works, how the whole attack works, from initial access to maintaining persistence, bypass defenses or defense evasion, to script privilege, become the admin or the root in one machine, and how the attacker move from one machine to another. As well be covering the defense, where we'll cover from log analysis to incident response, to memory forensics, digital forensics, and as well we'll be covering how you can use PowerShell to automate a lot of collection of different artifacts and analyzing different forensics artifacts through PowerShell on the whole enterprise. We will have this training. The second phase will be 4 days, and then we'll be and then after that will be I can say we'll have 2 months to practice more and more. Every day of that training we'll have 2 weeks to watch the recording, to practice on the labs, to get more labs from me, to practice more and more until you really master it, and then you move to the next day of the training. And last, we'll be covering red teaming, which basically you will learn. Before that, you will learn a little bit of C++, and then you will come to this training and you will be practicing C++. You will be developing your own backdoor. You will be simulating a real attack, developing your own backdoor, and creating a phishing campaign where you bypass two-factor authentication, stealing credentials, and move inside the organization, or stealing different victims, different accounts, and use that to have an internal phishing attack. And then we'll be covering how you can develop your own backdoor, maintain persistence, bypass defenses, and is create privilege and move from one machine to another. And after that, you'll have an internship with us for 3 months with the title you want to, like, let's say threat hunting, or um, whatever you want to be a threat hunter, for example, have a threat hunting intern, and you will be getting real scenarios where you will actually practice what you have learned in the last 8-9 months or you will work with us in different tasks, and you will be helping in different things, and you will have that internship in your resume that can help you get a job in the position you want to target. And as well, throughout the whole program, we'll be helping you improve your resume, have a practical experience in your blog, in your GitHub profile, in your GitHub account, in your LinkedIn profile. Will be showcase your skills and your work throughout the whole program, and that will be something. This phase 6 will be along with all the phases you're doing it every single day. So that's basically the program. That does that make sense for you guys? Do you have any questions about that? I know I'm almost over the time here. Do you guys have any questions about that? So I will put the link right here to apply for this program. So this program will be starting in January. Will be starting actually from the day you join, and will have a whole 1 year for you to build your skills in cybersecurity and get the job you want. All what you have to do is to go to maltrack.com/masters, and you will see the whole process. You will see the whole application, how to apply. You will book a call with me, and then you'll get in a call, and I will help you directly to build your skills in cybersecurity. Does that make sense for you guys? Any questions? I hope I can share that on LinkedIn as well. So this is basically the link. Just go to maltrack.com/masters, and you'll have all the information up there. So that's about it. And I will see you guys in the next live. This is just a short live, and we'll go again. Hopefully after the Christmas, after you guys celebrate and have a great time, I will come back. I'll go more and more live, and will help you guys build your career in cybersecurity. We have a lot of plans coming up, so let me know what you expect from Maltrack, what type of trainings you want to expect. Um, Ali Taha is asking, can you have some descriptions about the malware incident response training and in-depth red teaming? Sure. So the malware incident response training is basically it's a complete training. It's 40 hours of training that covers incident response, packet forensics or Wireshark analysis, and all of that. And as well, it covers malware analysis from literally from A to Z. We start with like in malware analysis, we start from like C++ a little bit until you understand programming generally, and then we go to assembly, and then we cover all the steps of analysis from basic static analysis where you unpack a malware, where you look at the strings, look at the APIs, to behavior analysis when you run the malware and see what changes in the system, to basically code analysis, diving deeper inside the malware. It's a really, really great training. It gives you more in-depth into malware analysis. And the good thing about learning malware analysis that most people don't know is that it's not just about finding a job as a malware analyst. It's about understanding the core concepts of how everything works, how the operating system works, how applications run, and how applications work, and how you can see the attacker through his you mostly see the attacker through his malware, like wherever his PowerShell scripts or backdoors or different tools is using, like Mimikatz or Rebellious, or all, like they are all malware. This is how you see the attacker. So you understand so much deeply about the attack through that malware incident response training. And this is the blue team side of the coin. The other side of the coin, where you basically you take the hat of the attacker and you are performing this attack, which is the in-depth red teaming. This training, you basically simulate a real attack by developing your own backdoor. You're not analyzing one, you are developing one, and you are doing the whole attack step by step, from the initial access, from sending a spear phishing email, bypass to factor authentication, and then maintaining persistence, escalating privileges, become the root or become the admin, and move laterally inside the organization from one machine to another until you are the domain admin. All of that through your own scripts, through your own malware, so you can automate so many different things. It's a really, really great training. And you can purchase both of them from maltrack.com. You can go into the courses, or you can go to maltrack.com/join, and you can join both trainings if you want. And by the way, both courses are included inside the master's program absolutely for free and with lifetime access. So you get access to them, you get access to other third party trainings as well in our master's program, which is really, really amazing. So with us, you will learn from the red teaming to blue teaming. You will learn the malware analysis, the threat hunting, the incident response, and as well you will learn identity attacks, cloud attacks, web attacks, and developing your own backdoor, and we'll be developing it together. So it's really, really impressive. Any other question, guys? Any other questions before I close? Any other questions? So feel free to join our MalTrak Cybersecurity Masters program, and you don't need to. It's not like you will have to click and pay. You just get in a call with me, talk with me, and I'll help you through understand what exactly you want to do, where you are, and where you want to be, and how we can help you through this program. If it does help and we feel it's a good fit, then we'll go into that part. Um, Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next live. Probably next year. I think it will be next year. I will let you guys to enjoy your Christmas if you're celebrating or your holidays, and I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.